Before starting the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, share with your friends, and like the video. Thanks for your support. Now let's go to the video. With 2023 well past its halfway point, more and more 2024 model year vehicles begin to make their way out of the planning stages and into production for the 2024 Kia Sportage. The SUV enters its second year of production on a new chassis after its full platform change for 2023. This change drastically improved certain features and gave us frustration in others. Overall, it was definitely aimed at taking some of the market share away from the Toyota RAV4. Let's look at the prices of this majority carryover crossover and see if losing one AWD option was in the Sportage's best interest. The newest standard features for all of the 2024 Kia Sportage trims are the inclusion of LED projector headlights and second-row seat-mounted airbags to improve the overall safety. Unfortunately, the mediocre 2.5-liter gasoline direct injection GDI also returns, making the same 187 horsepower and 178 pounds-ft of torque. It's also still mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission, which was geared to push the 2023 Sportage X-Pro to 60 in a slow 9.3-second time. However, the X-Pro does feature all-terrain tires that other trims don't, and it was able to make it to our 2023 SUV of the Year finals nonetheless. That time is still disappointing, and we aren't expecting that to change. Any price increase is tough to swallow, but Kia keeps it to a minimum. Some of that increase is possibly a result of making the projector LED headlights and new rear seat-mounted airbags standard across the board. Each trim that remains gains $1,170 over the 2023 model year. This includes a $70 increase for destination charges. Getting your Kia to the dealer was a $1,255 charge and now costs $1,325. We incorporate destination charges into base prices. What do we mean by each trim that remains a well? For the 2024 model year, the SX-AWD is no longer available, and the X-Line seems to be taking its place. The bad news when comparing what was standard on the SX versus what's now standard on the X-Line. There are some notable losses. First, X-Line owners will lose the standard 18-inch wheel, memory for the driver's seat position, the 12.3-inch TFT cluster, the heated steering wheel, the leather-wrapped shift knob, and the biggest losses of all, in our opinion, smart cruise control. Kia's adaptive cruise control with stop-and-go functionality, navigation-based speed curve, and highway driving assist. Those were all standard on the SX-AWD and are not even options on the X-Line. The height-adjustable power liftgate, the panoramic sunroof with a power sunshade, illuminated sun visors, and LED room and luggage lighting were all once standard on the SX-AWD but are now optional on the X-Line. That's a lot of great standard and optional equipment to be lost. We just don't see where value to the buyer was added by dropping the 2023 SX-AWD and retaining the X-Line. That's a lot of great standard and optional equipment to be lost. We just don't see where value to the buyer was added by dropping the 2023 SX-AWD and retaining the X-Line. 2020 for Kia Sportage pricing.